Back up. They're going that way. They're going that way, guys. You guys gotta back up.
Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis unexpectedly came face-to-face yesterday after their heated social media feud took a dramatic turn. The tension escalated when Crawford, fresh from attending the Ring Magazine Awards in London, ran into Davis, who had briefly stepped away from his training camp for an overseas meeting. In a twist of fate, the two champions found themselves in the same place at the same time, transforming their online rivalry into a real-life confrontation. Sparks flew as their digital war of words became a face-to-face showdown. Could this tension be the spark for an epic clash in the ring? Gervonta Davis was the first to spot Terence Crawford and wasted no time confronting him over their heated social media feud. However, Crawford, unfazed by the encounter, shrugged it off with a few dismissive words before walking away. But Davis wasn't ready to let it slide. He kept shouting as Crawford's team quickly stepped in to prevent the situation from escalating further. The tension between these two champions has sent fans into a frenzy, fueling speculation about what's next. Could this intense rivalry set the stage for an explosive showdown in the ring? The boxing world is no stranger to heated rivalries, but the ongoing feud between Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis has taken things to a whole new level. What started as a war of words on social media escalated into a real-life confrontation, and now fans are buzzing about what could be next. Will this rivalry lead to a blockbuster fight, or will it continue to boil over outside the ring? Let's break it all down. The tension between Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis reached a boiling point when the two unexpectedly crossed paths abroad. Crawford had just returned from the prestigious Ring Magazine Awards in London, where the biggest names in boxing gathered to celebrate the sport's elite. Davis, meanwhile, had stepped away from his training camp for an overseas meeting. Fate put them in the same place at the same time, and neither fighter backed down when their online feud turned into a face-to-face standoff. Gervonta Davis was the first to notice Crawford and wasted no time confronting him about their social media clashes. Davis, known for his fiery personality, wasn't about to let their online beef slide. But Crawford, exuding his usual calm confidence, dismissed Davis with a few choice words before walking away. That wasn't enough for Davis, who continued to yell and press the issue until Crawford's team stepped in to de-escalate the situation. One of the key factors fueling this feud is Gervonta Davis's absence from the Ring Magazine Awards. The event, which celebrates the best in boxing, featured many top fighters, including Terence Crawford, who was honored for his achievements. Davis, despite being one of the sport's biggest stars, was notably absent, and his omission didn't go unnoticed. Speculation quickly arose that Davis's absence might be linked to tensions with the owners of Ring Magazine, Riot Season, and Sheikh Toki Alec. These figures have a significant influence on boxing's media landscape, and Davis has openly criticized them, suggesting favoritism and questioning their impact on the sport. In a now-deleted post, Davis ranted, "They act like this guy is good for boxing, but he knows nothing about it. If he's so good, why isn't he building up people from where he's from?" Crawford, never one to shy away from stirring the pot, took to social media to mock Davis's exclusion from the awards, posting, "I see somebody mad." That only added fuel to the fire, making it clear that Crawford was enjoying Davis's frustration. As tensions mounted, Davis didn't hold back. He took aim at not just Crawford, but also Eddie Hearn, calling the promoter a little rat and mocking his role in the event. Davis's frustrations seemed to extend beyond just his rivalry with Crawford. He felt disrespected by the entire boxing establishment. But Crawford wasn't about to let Davis control the narrative. After Davis bragged about his wealth and financial success, Crawford clapped back with a brutal response. The first thing a rich fool tells another rich fool is that he has more money than you. I better have more investments than you, and I don't owe $1 in taxes. You can't buy anything I can't buy. That's a fact. Let's see who has the longest lasting money, smart boy. The back and forth didn't stop there. Davis, still fuming over his exclusion from the awards, continued to fire shots at the boxing world, questioning why fighters were leaving the US for money only to fight in front of small crowds. His frustration with the industry as a whole was evident, but his biggest target remained Crawford. The biggest question on everyone's mind is whether this heated rivalry will result in an actual fight. On paper, a Crawford versus Davis showdown would be a massive event. Crawford, a dominant champion who recently cemented his legacy by becoming undisputed at multiple weight classes, has nothing left to prove. But that hasn't stopped him from entertaining big-money fights. Davis, on the other hand, is a knockout artist with an undefeated record, 30-0, 28 KO, and an aggressive style that makes him one of boxing's most exciting fighters. However, there are major hurdles to making this fight happen. The weight difference is significant. Crawford fights at 147 pounds, while Davis has primarily competed at lightweight, 135 pounds. While Davis has teased the idea of moving up in weight, it's unclear if he's serious about facing a fighter as seasoned and skilled as Crawford. Crawford addressed the possibility of a fight during an interview on Asterisk, the Breakfast Club Asterisk, saying, "There are levels to this. If he comes up to 147 thinking he's just going to knock Terence Crawford out, he's got another thing coming." His confidence is undeniable, but does Davis believe he can defy the odds? Adding another layer to the drama, Davis recently made a surprising announcement at the Lemon Roach press conference. He hinted at retiring by 2025. If true, that means he has limited time left in the sport, making a potential fight with Crawford even more unlikely. But if Davis is serious about proving himself against the best, there's no better way to do it than by stepping into the ring with Crawford. While the rivalry with Davis is heating up, Crawford seems to have his sights set on an even bigger prize: a potential showdown with Canelo Alvarez. Reports suggest that Crawford has been in talks with influential figures in boxing, including Sheikh Toki Alec, about making the super fight happen. If Crawford does land a fight with Canelo, it would likely push any potential bout with Davis to the back burner. Still, Davis's relentless taunts and their recent real-life confrontation have kept fans intrigued. Even if they never fight inside the ring, their rivalry is one of the most talked-about feuds in boxing today. The beef between Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis shows no signs of cooling down. From social media clashes to real-life face-offs, the drama continues to unfold. While the fight between them remains uncertain, one thing is clear: their rivalry has captivated the boxing world. Davis's exclusion from the Ring Magazine Awards, his frustrations with the boxing establishment, and his back and forth with Crawford have created a perfect storm of controversy. Meanwhile, Crawford remains unfazed, focused on his legacy while occasionally taking jabs at Davis.